Hi and welcome. This is Archana here with Divine Soul Resonance, welcoming everyone to my channel with all my love and all my heart. If you're coming to my channel for the first time, welcome. And to all my beautiful existing subscribers, thank you so much for your continued love and support. So many of you ask me to speak about numbers, what they mean, what does it mean when I'm seeing certain numbers and number sequences, and how does it relate? Am I missing the point, or am I on target? Am I on point? And I think that's a very, very wonderful question, because all of us go through that. So when you're beginning to see the numbers, whatever sequencing that may be, the first thing is that your inner self, your higher self, you're awakening to something more than what just simply meets the eye. You're at a subconscious level, you're beginning to see that there's more to whatever you are looking at, what you're experiencing, that I'm more than this body, I'm more than this mind. You may not know that consciously, but that is where the soul is kind of getting you, and we call that as a part of spiritual awakening. I'm going to start some spiritual awakening series as well. Thank you so much for your continued love and support, for asking me and sharing your personal journeys. And I have been contemplating to bring those things forward in a more organized manner, and bring from my perspective, bring from my understanding of what I have seen in my life as an unfoldment, along with the learnings that I have done. In no way is it any better or less than anyone else, but it simply is a perspective. And it really fills my heart to know that so much of the things that I bring forth resonate with so many of you. Truly, what a blessing it is. I feel I'm on my life path and my life purpose. Now, life path and life purpose. That brings me to this video. This is going to talk about the number 9. 9 just by itself. If you're seeing the 9s, we'll talk about other combinations in other videos, but I just want you to think about if you're noticing the number 9 anywhere. Just know, first thing is that 9 is a highly spiritual number. It's a highly spiritual number. Out of all the single digits, you begin 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 carries the highest vibration. So think of it as when you begin to go to school, you start at kindergarten, you may kind of be super smart, skip a couple of classes, but we're going to go the normal route. You'll go to first grade, second grade, third grade, and then you move on, and then you graduate. So think of the number 9 as you reaching a place in your life or in a certain aspect where I feel it is, I would call it like a pinnacle of understanding, a pinnacle of your life experience coming to a culmination, to an understanding that I can see now the patterns in life. I can see the repetitions. I can see that something is requiring a little bit more of me. Okay, so know that you already have reached that place. And as you're seeing these 9s, you're being inspired, you're being flooded with inspiration through your guides, through your higher self, to take the next step. What is that next step? Next step in your evolutionary journey of your spiritual development. So when you're seeing the 9s, know that there is a phase in your life that's coming to a close. It's coming to an end. It's called a completion of a cycle. You have learned something big, or you're about that part of almost learning the final bit of that lesson. Okay. Now, do you have to worry about what kind of a comprehensive exam this is? Do I need to prepare for it? Am I prepared for it? What do I need to do? What kind of a test is it going to be? What area is it going to be? Is it going to be in my relationship? Is it going to be in my job? What is it? Each one of you, it's going to be manifesting, showing up in a different way in what it is needed in your evolutionary journey, in your spiritual development, which is going to be different than someone next to you, in your family, in your love relationships, in your work, because they're not you. They're not you. I'm not you. So what the number 9, how it's unfolding in my life, is going to be very different. There could be some similarities to what and how it is being unfolded in your life. Okay. So I am creating this video because it's very personal to me, and I've been seeing this number. I've been on this path for like, I don't know, I mean, actively on a spiritual path, I would say about 13 years or so. And 13 years or so, I may have seen some 9s in between over the 13 years. I've seen other numbers, but the 9s, constant flurry of 9s, literally like, rain and snow, coming to me, left field, right field, anywhere I look, some combinations of 9. And I kind of know now that 9 is being activated in my life. And I can see where it is being activated. I can recognize. I'll tell you some of the things that you can look out for in your life. So if the 9s are showing up in your life, and the guides are reminding you, showing you, telling you, giving you that encouragement that you are almost there. You're almost at that finish line for this particular learning, for this particular cycle. So there is a plod, there is a push, there is a growth. Wisdom comes from, what is wisdom? Is to learn something from an experience that has taken place. What have you learned from what has taken place in your life? It could be in, let's say, in love relationships, in the partnerships that you've drawn to. You look at certain cyclical patterns, something that was repeated. What was the interaction between you and your love interest? What was going on between the two of you, in the sense of, was there equal give and take? Was there places where you were coming in from anger, or what they were coming in from anger? Was there respect? Was there harmony? So look at how it is playing out. What type of jobs have you been in? What type of your entrepreneurship or your business that you're on? What has been the trend in that? How did you tend to, what were your perceptions on when you were not making money, when things were not going right? How did you face the challenges? So there's a lot of learning and growth that has already taken place in your soul. Okay, your subconscious has picked up a lot, and you have grown a lot through the vibrations of the numbers 0 through 8. You've gone through standing up for yourself. You've gone through understanding partnerships. You've gone through how to expand when there is a restrictions. You've gone to stabilize some things in your life. You've gone through how to find sense in chaos. Then you've learned to bring in harmony in certain aspects in your life. Then you have learned to connect and know that you are a spiritual being with the number 7. And coming with the number 8, you have learned and seen some places in your life where you see that prosperity has come in, that as above, so below. So now you're reaching this pinnacle point in your life. Okay, 9s are calling to you that there is an end of a phase of a certain being, perhaps a certain thinking. Perhaps you limited yourself in thinking, I'm just not worthy to receive the abundance. I'm not worthy to receive that love. I will never get that best job, and my entrepreneurship, my business is not going to take off. I'm not going to be in that leadership position. I'm not going to have. So you see, there can be 1,000,001 limiting patterns. You may not say that, but watch your thoughts. How you're communicating with your coworkers. How are you communicating with your family? How are you communicating with yourself? How are you communicating with the words that you're putting out into the universe? Whatever words you're putting out into the universe is your dominant vibration. With the 9s showing up in your life, there is an ending of a cycle, ending of a certain thought pattern, perhaps an emotional pattern. It could also be an ending of a relationship. It could be an ending of a job, but it's a phase. It's a phase. So the parts where you felt overburdened, where you felt like I can't even move an inch anymore, or where you felt like super anxious, super up in the head on, I don't know how things are going to manifest. I have no idea. I don't even know what's going on in my life. A lot of mental tension, a lot of spiritual energy of feeling overburdened. But 9 also represents about your wishes coming true. 9 also speaks about how are you feeling your emotional body? How are you feeling your emotional body? Are you feeling your emotional body with the energy of joy, with happiness, with acceptance of what is, and not ruminating what happened in the past? Allowing yourself the gift of presence, allowing yourself the gift of creating a future, your future, based on your present vibration. So for you to be in full alignment at the stage of number 9 before you can begin the cycle with 10, because after 9 is 10. Okay, so after 9 is 10. Before you can go into a brand new cycle, you stand here on this top of the mountain and you ask yourself as you look around, what have I learned? What have I learned in relationships? Have I learned that I was overgiving and perhaps I need to learn to draw boundaries? Or have you learned that, when I draw such harsh boundaries around my heart, I don't allow love in? So perhaps it is time for me to trust the universe again and allow for that love to come in. What have I learned? That I've grown a lot. When I didn't have that, there was a lot of restriction. With this restriction, with this challenge coming in, me not getting that job, me not getting that promotion, me feeling like I'm being thrown around by the universe, by God, whatever, that nobody's around me. What did I learn? I learned to tap into my inner power. I learned to grow in patience. I learned to persevere. Perhaps I needed to work hard a little bit more over here. I learned some big lessons. There was some great value that you have learned, your soul has learned at a deep level in different aspects. See how far you have grown. Perhaps it's a connection. It's a love connection that came in, that felt like that was the right one. And then there was this separation and you felt like my heart is going to crash. Will there be another person? Will I ever be loved like that? And there is no love and I'm not worthy of love. How far have you come? How much you have grown? And this is going to show up, like I mentioned, in different ways for each one of you. So the angels are reminding you, your guides are telling you, they're inspiring you, they're helping you close that gap. They're helping you to close and learn that final bit of the lesson, that there's wisdom to be gained. And so I say that, will you gain that? You're going to tell me that I gained that. Yes, Archana, I learned that lesson. That's when you are accepting what has happened. And where there was need for forgiveness, you are allowing your heart to be open again by forgiving the past. Does it mean that it didn't hurt you? Yes, it did. Does it mean that it didn't have that impact on you? Yes, you did. But now you're ready to grow as a soul. You're ready to grow as a soul, and there is a maturity that's taking place. So we call that spiritual maturity, is that you understand certain things happen from a certain perspective. So the 9s are opening that portal. I'm going to call it's an opening of the portal. It's an opening of a new portal. It's an opening of a door. A new doorway is being presented to you. Are you going to go through that? That's where the inspiration is coming. That's where they're helping you close out certain cycles. So 9s are about a closure and understanding and moving on to a newer phase, which is going to bring in a lot more abundance, a lot more prosperity, a lot more harmony, a lot more peace. And you begin to have fresh energy towards starting a new project, a new relationship, a new home. You move to a new place, a new way in which you're communicating. So you're opening the doors of your energy field to receive and move to the next stage. Okay, so that's what the 9s very strongly signify and are bringing to the table. And for some of you, the message really is that, and perhaps I shouldn't say for some of you, I think it's for all of us. I'm going to include me in it too. So all of us, I feel the angels are guiding us, your higher self is guiding you to look at. Perhaps have you been too focused on things of material nature, like you've been too busy accumulating, you've been too busy, like I need to get a certain type of a home, I need to do this, I need to have this much in my bank balance, I need to wear this kind of clothes. So let's get into, like, this is all talking about material gain. We're talking about fame. If I get to that position, then I will be happier, then that's the right status for me to have. And what the guides are saying is it is time to now start to focus a lot more on your life purpose. Why are you here on earth? Your larger purpose and why you came here. And one of the best ways to connect to a deeper connection to what our life purpose is, because it's always evolving, it's always expanding to the better and the higher version of us, is to pay attention to what you were thinking, what you were doing, who you were communicating with, and that will serve as a clue to a life purpose. So if you're seeing the nines and there was like a lot of chaos and activity going on, know that that's going to be a closure of a cycle. Or you may have been thinking about this business idea or some new thing that you want to do, and you suddenly notice the number 9. That was inspired idea. Write it down, journal it, put it down somewhere, because that was an inspiration. That's like a little clue, the golden nugget that your guides are dropping for you to follow, to see where it's going to lead you. Okay, so that's one of the ways in which you could do that. Then another is to take time out if you've been on the go, and for all of us, it's natural human to sometimes get caught up in all the things that we have to do. Yes, but the guides are saying take time out for spending quiet time in meditation, quieten your mind, however that is. And if you don't have a meditation practice yet, there's so much out there. You can begin by setting, I would say, small goals. I mean, I tell my clients and people that I help in guided meditations is, if you've never done it, and I, who is always a talker, and people in school and college would say, Archana is going to be doing meditation. How is that possible? She talks so much. And I said, I know. So I said, that's a great inspiration for anyone. If Archana can do it, anybody can do it. I'm an extrovert. So, but as much as I am an extrovert, there's a part of my personality that I've tapped into, and I didn't realize how much I love the introversion, my inner space. It just feels so wonderful to go inward and see the inner landscape, quieten the mind, and just whatever bubbles up. I go without an agenda. I descend into the heart without an agenda, like, help me see this, help me do that. That's just me. So whatever works for you, I always tell people, start with 5 minutes a day. It's easy. We could take it out, and it'll also help you to quieten your mind. And it is in these moments of quietening the mind that you are going to discover some of the greatest nuggets, and you're going to feel inspired. I was inspired in those moments to begin, against all my fears, to start this channel and kind of stick with the way I like to present the material, the way that I feel is authentic to me. It may not be what is kind of going around what everybody else is doing, and that took a bit of an inner conflict, a bit of an inner struggle for me, till I've come to the place of accepting that aspect of me and allowing my soul to shine through as it is. I will fumble a little bit, I'll mumble a little bit, I'll be goofy, I'll be serious, I'll be silly, but those are all different aspects of me, and I allow for that part to come in. So when the nines are showing and coming up, know that the divine forces, divine self, your higher beings, your guides are all pushing you, inspiring you. You're being compelled to get on this life purpose, to use these amazing talents and gifts that you have. You do. You are amazing at it. You have these talents and gifts that can help others, humanity, all of life, You may have this desire for, you have this love for plants or for animals. You could start some things. You know best. Some of you are advocates. Some of you can speak. Some of you are great at creative things. Some of you, because nines are also surge of creative energy, to move this energy towards an outer expression to help other human beings and to help all of life. And each one of us on this planet has a different talent, has a different energetic imprint, which will bring its unique colors so that we can create this amazing Picasso, which is very unique, which is very different. And that's our tapestry. That's our canvas. So nines are about, use your beautiful creative energy towards helping others. And that's what the nines are calling you, preparing you towards for the next stage in your spiritual development. So that's what I have for you on the number 9. And I will do many more, but do know that I bring forth material which is deeply resonant. So it wouldn't be something that I'll just read and I'll create a video. So that's why I only do the numbers or the number sequences that I myself have experienced, am experiencing at a deep level, and I'd like to bring those forth for you. And I'll try to bring more because I do see other numbers too. I hope this has been helpful. Do share your insights, do share your journeys. And also I would love to know what are the numbers that are calling to you that you would like for me to bring forth a video on. Maybe some of those are the ones that are resonating with me too. And I'm like, okay, I'll choose this one and I'll do that. Okay. So that's what I have for you. I send you lots of love and light. This is Archana here with Divine Soul Resonance, and I will talk to you soon. Thank you so much for being here.